Erik Greenberg Anjou. Ukończył literaturę na Middlebury College, studia filmoznawcze na Uniwersytecie Northwestern oraz reżyserię w Amerykańskim Instytucie Filmowym. Scenarzysta, reżyser i producent filmów fabularnych i dokumentalnych. Laureat licznych nagród, m.in. zdobywca brązowego Feniksa na Międzynarodowym Festiwalu Filmowym Żydowskie motywy za debiutancki film dokumentalny Opowieść kantora. Światową sławę przyniósł mu jednak muzyczny dokument Klezmatics na ziemi świętej. Ostatnio Erik Anjou napisał scenariusz filmu fabularnego dla izraelskiego producenta Roniego Jakowa, zatytułowany Szóste przykazanie.
Hi, I'm very happy to have you here.
I'm thrilled to be here.
Yeah, I'm very happy to meet you. My first question would be, what was the reason behind making the film?
Two reasons. Number one, narratively, I'm interested in the relationship between tradition and modernity. So for me, the Klezmatics are actively bridging that with their work and their aspirations. The second thing is that I began a friendship with Frank London, the trumpeter and composer for the Klezmatics, when he scored a previous film of mine. And as I got to know Frank a little bit better, I got to know more about the Klezmatics, and they absolutely fascinated me as a group creatively and interpersonally. So that was the spark.
Okay, perfect. So could you tell me a little bit about the structure of the film? Because you start with this vision of the silent cinema, a thoughts with the intertitles, and then you cut to a handheld camera, and then you have the steady shots, and then you have the music, and it's very complex and very interesting. How would you define that?
I don't know whether I could define the structure of it. The structure, whether you're talking a narrative film or a documentary film, it's always the most difficult part, because you're always trying to find out what comes first, second, third, fourth, fifth, why, and you're always trying to hopefully stay a step ahead of your audience. At the same time, every subject has its requirements. So for the Klezmatics, we're talking about, when we were making the film, a 24-year history. We're talking about a historic group. We're talking about a group that started out in their 20s, then wound up in their 50s with kids. We're talking about a wide range of music, just in terms of style, everything from kosher gospel to classic klezmer to Yiddish language stuff to they won their Grammy Award for a folk album, their English language LP. So it's kind of trying to figure out how to tell the story in an arc, giving all the characters justice, and at the same time you want a little conflict in your movie.
Okay.
So you sit down, you put everything on storyboards, you work it out, you try it, you screen it for people, you get feedback. It's a long process.
I can imagine, but it's a very good result, I have to say.
Good. Good.
Okay. How would you? I've got this question, which may be relevant or maybe not. But I was thinking that the handheld camera was a little bit towards the cinema verite style and Jean Rouge of the 1960s. Would you consider it kind of?
I didn't think about that. I thought about facility, I thought about speed, and I thought about, obviously, with the documentary stuff, and a good documentary, certain things are prepared.
That's right.
But at the same time, you have to be able to move very quickly. And a handheld camera just gives you that kind of like speed and access, because sometimes the moment comes, it's gone, you'll never see it again. If you're setting up with a tripod, if you have a dolly, which obviously more narrative-oriented, you just don't have time to capture the elements like you would. So I just think a handheld camera works in that cinema verite style, works best for documentary films.
How would you classify the film? Would you say it's a journey of each member of the band finding their identity as Jew and as an American and defining the culture and in the contemporary world? Would you say that?
That's my answer.
Is that so?
Answer.
Do you play any instrument at all?
I'm a complete amateur guitar.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, you have to play the guitar to start winning the hearts of women.
That's true.
So
Does it work?
I learn the guitar sometimes.
Sometimes, good. And have you ever played with the Klezmatics?
I sang backup for the Klezmatics for their Hanukkah album. I did a couple tracks for them. It was fantastic. I would love to sing with the Klezmatics, but their musicianship is very high. I'm a strict amateur.
Maybe one day. Well, perfect. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it was very good to have you here.
We will see you soon.
Perfect. Okay.